Hi everyone, welcome to A Homemaker's Journey. I am so glad that you're here with me today so that you can come alongside as I am making Asian lettuce wraps. Today we are using turkey to make our lettuce wraps, and let me share with you what we have in this recipe today. So we're going to add salt and pepper. I have 3 pounds of ground turkey here, and I use Jimmy O today, but you can use any brand that you like. I have soy sauce, sesame oil, chili garlic sauce, ginger, this is minced, as well as minced garlic, and hoisin sauce, as well as rice wine vinegar. And I have a little bit of light olive oil to brown my meat in, and I have 1 onion that will be diced. I have half of that diced right now, so let's go ahead and finish that up, and then we're going to get started on our meat. So browning our meat and our onions together. So I'm going to start warming up this pan while I am chopping the rest of this onion. So let's get started. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's been a busy day for my family and I. I know with the pandemic, you guys are probably super busy as well. We're homeschooling and, just doing life together. I have 2 boys. One of them is 17 and one is 9 years old. And they are just the sweetest boys I could have asked for, and they really help me a lot. They like to cook, they love to eat what Mom makes, and it's fun. They're a lot of fun to have. So I'm just dicing that, or cutting this, and now I'm going to cut it in the middle, and then just dice that. And I like to cut it in pretty small pieces, so it really just blends in with that ground turkey when we're browning it. This is such a simple recipe. I don't know if you guys have ever made these before, if you've had them in an Asian restaurant when you've gone, but we really like them a lot. And when we have gone to restaurants and had them, it's always a treat. So I was like, I know this has to be pretty easy to make. Let me give it a shot and see if I can make it on my own. So I did. Of course, Pinterest is our friend, right? And so I went on Pinterest and found a really great recipe, a few of them that I've kind of mixed together to make this recipe and just make it our own. Okay, so our pan is warming up, and I've got that onion diced. We're going to add that in. And as that pan just continues to get warm, we'll start sweating these onions some, and then I'm going to actually add in a little bit of that garlic now, just to add some flavor once the ground turkey comes in. So this is about a teaspoon of garlic, and I think I'm going to add about the same amount of ginger to this. A lot of times when I'm making this, I just kind of ad lib, especially if it's depending a lot on the amount of ground turkey that I'm using in the recipe. And since this one calls for the 3 pounds that I'm making today, I'll add a little bit more, and then I'll add some salt and pepper as the onions continue to cook a little bit. We're going to get that pan nice and warm so that way when we add in that turkey, it's going to actually brown pretty quickly, and that will sear in that meat and that flavor from the onion and the garlic. Let's put a little bit of ginger. Actually, I haven't opened this one yet. You can just buy these in the grocery store. They're usually right around where the fresh produce is. They're just time savers, when you're a busy mom. Sometimes we just don't have a lot of time, but we still want to put a good meal on the table for our families. And taking these little shortcuts definitely help. And they add just a boost of flavor to our dishes when we're cooking. All right, so we'll get this going. And I am going to take a little minute to toss that ground turkey in here and get that going, and I will come back once we have the ground turkey browned, And then I'll show you how to add the rest of the ingredients, the seasonings and all the different sauces, because this is truly what makes the chicken lettuce or the turkey lettuce wraps. Adding those flavor combinations makes a huge difference, as well as this onion, the garlic, and the ginger that we already added. All right, see you in a minute. So our ground turkey is almost finished here, and we're going to have to drain it. There's quite a bit of fat that is left here, and so I'm going to pause for a minute and drain that. Then I'll come back and I'll show you how we add the sauces. All right. All right, we have drained our ground turkey. Now I am going to start with just a little bit of chili garlic sauce. Let me see, so that way you guys can see what I'm going to put in there. I think I'm going to start off with about half a teaspoon, and this has a lot of kick, so I just like to just kind of pour it all over. And then we're going to rinse this out with our soy sauce, actually. So this is a half a teaspoon here. I'm going to add in basically another teaspoon, so we'll have a teaspoon and a half altogether. Now let's make it 2 teaspoons. I definitely like the flavor of soy sauce. That flavor combination is really good. I'm going to give it another squeeze, about a teaspoon of the garlic. Little drops over here. Okay. A touch of sesame oil. Let's take this too. We'll go for a half a teaspoon since we have this out. That just adds a nice little nutty flavor to this dish. We'll add a little bit of rice wine vinegar. Probably about maybe a tablespoon and a half. And then I'm going to add my hoisin sauce. This is the star of the show. And I will be using probably about, I'd say this is a tablespoon here, and I will probably add in another tablespoon. Give this a nice stir. I'm going to use this stir just so I can get it out of that measuring spoon, and so I won't waste anything. And so let's clean that pretty good. I'm going to do the same for this one that I use with the chili sauce and the soy sauce. And remember, we have that diced onion in here, and the ginger that we cooked the meat in, and the garlic from earlier. We just keep mixing this in. I'm probably going to add more hoisin sauce since I do have 3 pounds of meat in here. I can tell just because it's so light still that I want more, and you can do this really to taste. So I'm going to add about another, that's probably another tablespoon there. Has just a nice flavor combination with the onions, the garlic, the ginger, the chili garlic sauce, and I did add a little bit of salt when I was cooking it. Not a lot, just because the soy sauce has so much sauce already. All right, I like to make this into smaller little pieces on our lettuce wraps. And sometimes I will add in a can of diced water chestnuts, as well as some scallions to top it off with, just for more of just decorative, because it makes it look prettier. But I'm going to give this a taste real quick, see if I need to add any other seasonings, if I need to add any more rice wine vinegar to this. Let's give it a try real quick. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I plate this up. Today I am using romaine lettuce. Here we go. Sorry, my son was coming over and wanting to try this food. So we just pop it in a piece of romaine lettuce. All right, let's see. Move this out of the way so you can see it. And then I like to add a little sweet red chili sauce from Tide Kitchen. Okay, so we just do a little drizzle of that over each one. And then something else that we tried was the La Choy rice noodles. They add just a great crunch to the lettuce wraps. And there you go. And our kids just love them because they're crunchy. It's more like a fun taco, an Asian taco, of course. And they love it. And I hope that you and your family will give this a try. So here we have it, our Asian turkey lettuce wraps with sweet chili sauce and rice noodles. Give them a try. They are fantastic. And let me know in the comments below if you guys have tried them and what you think about them. All right, have a great night. God bless.